Good morning, Saturday the 3rd of May. Right, so we're in a different barangay this morning. 10:30 here in the morning. I hope everyone's fine and doing well. We're in the Baikubu. Now you can hear the drilling, so it looks like they're drilling a well. How actually do they drill a well? Well, by the looks of it, with that one, it looks like they're just punching a pole, you know, a pole all the way down, then they just insert a pole. You know, I've never really looked how to actually dig a well. Now next door to us there's a deep well, and then there's another well at the side. And I think some are just a pipe well, and then some are quite a big well, a deep well. And some of them, they are really deep. And you know, the sides are actually cemented in, but some of them, it's only about a quarter of the way down they cement the sides in. So a quarter of the way down they cement the sides in. And we've had no rain, but for the last 2 days we've had rain, which is really nice. And it's been a good rainfall. Last night, all night, didn't sleep very well. I'll tell you why I don't sleep very well. You know, so we've had some really good rain. I don't really sleep very well because, you know, I haven't actually got a lot to do physically, you know. And that's why I want to get back to England, you know, to get some work done. And then build the money. Right, the house is for sale. I don't know if you've seen the video. Some of you will have seen the video. Some of you want to see the video. Because you have to go halfway through the video to watch the end. What do I actually want for the house? About 350. So 350, you know, so 300,000, 50, so you know, about 350, right? So roughly, you know, that's about a good price. That's a good cheap price. But like I said in previous videos, there's probably not a lot of people that's got a lot of money. But I think, you know, it will sell if I just keep putting the house up for sale. And then I can just pay the immigration. Immigration's not really a problem. You know, just pay the immigration, pay the fine, get me ticket, renew a passport, whatever way I do it. But like I said, if the house doesn't sell while I'm actually here, and, you know, if it doesn't sell while I'm actually here, I'll go through the British consulate way. But I'll probably go through the British consulate anyway, even though I've paid the immigration and the fine. So, you know, I'll see what happens. I don't know really. Can't really plan it because you just don't know what's going to happen. If the house sells, that's going to be good. Right. What I'm actually going to do, I'll actually repeat it. And thanks for the new subscribers. And Gloria, thank you very much. Gloria Lee, I hope you're fine, guys. But thank you very much, Gloria. And like I said, I hope everyone's fine. Right, so what the plan is with Joveline, she's going to have to rent an house, and I'll actually give her the money for 6 months to rent an house. But that, before that can happen, right, what we have to do is we have to sell the house. And if we don't sell the house, Joveline's going to be in, well, she's going to be stuck where she is. And it's not really good for a single woman or a woman alone to actually be there. So a woman alone, it's not good for her to be stuck there. It's 5-6 miles out of town. But, you know, the neighbours are fairly good, so should be okay. But it's not, you know, she can't really work there. And she really needs to be back in Mercia. And it's a room. She have to rent a room or rent a house. If she rents a house for 6 months, she should be okay. Then it's just a case of me going back to England and then when I get back to England, it's not going to be hunky-dory like I've said before. It's going to be very, very hard to start with, but you know, we've had hardship. We've been here 3 years, and some of the comments, you know, I find some of your comments really foolish. You know, I'm not sure if it's men. It's definitely not men that's making a lot of the comments. It's boys. You know, and you can see the comments. You can see the comments the men make, and you can see the comments the boys make. You know, just like immature, stupid comments, which I'm not really in the mood to go through comments. But you know, that's basically what's really going to happen with Jovaline. So hopefully we can sell the house and I can actually move back to England and work. One of the comments, you know, and I find, you know, you guys are probably not, you probably do watch the videos, a lot of you guys, and then you make a stupid damn comment. You know, I did not come here to the Philippines with no budget, with no money. Right, let's get it clear. So let's get this clear. You know, I came here with a budget. The budget lasted 18 months. You've got that, haven't you? But you still make your stupid comments anyway. And this is to you hateful, nasty little people. You know, I actually did come here with a budget. And like I said, I made a mistake when I was actually running out of the budget. I made a mistake of stopping here. Go back and watch the videos. I'm not really in the mood to chat about it. But you know, why would anybody come to the Philippines with no budget? So your comments don't really make much sense, really, do they? But you know, not a lot to do, and we're here to friends. I might just go for a walk very, very soon, and hopefully we can get into Mercia today. And one of the comments I found really foolish. Well, just a nasty, like I said, just hateful people. So, you know, we went to Bacolod City and we're running around for a tyre. I'll cut it short. The comment's still on there unless the guys took the comment off. I haven't deleted the comment. And why are we in Bacolod City? Well, we're in Bacolod City to buy a motorbike tyre. Now, if you follow the channel, you'll know why I'm buying a motorbike tyre. Because the motorbike's our lifeline. Now we buy, Jovaline's looking for a jug, a blue jug, and she's in the shop and she's screwing the tap on. And I think it was the same person, I don't know if it's a guy or a woman. And they're wanting to know why we're actually in Bacolod City, you know, buying a water jug. Because we need water, you damn fool. You know, we need water. So we need a good sized jug, you know, so we can put it on motorbike and then we can go into Mercia, which is 5-6 kilometres away, and we can put water in it and bring it back. So that's why we was in Bacolod actually buying a jug, right? And that's why we're in Bacolod City buying a motorbike tyre, which we couldn't get a motorbike tyre. And like I said in the comment, what is it to do with you? None of your damn business, right? If you want to watch the YouTube channel, watch the YouTube channel. What business is it of yours? You know, making your snidey remarks. What business is it of yours? When I actually pay my immigration, it's my business. It's not your business. Do you actually support my channel? No, you don't. You just come onto the channel and you make your nasty little remarks. And I've just left your comment on there, you know, and it's you that's fake. You what's fake. You're making fake comments. Liar. You're a liar. You know, there's a lot of liars that are coming on to channel and they're trying to belittle. You know, but you can't do that because people watch the channel and they watch the videos all the way through. And like I said, looks like everyone's off to Mercia. Like I said, thanks for the support, guys. And really, I'm not really doing a lot at all. can't really get online very much. We don't have the budget. We have a budget for food and a little, that's about what we have budget for, just basically food and a little bit of petrol. We need the bike, it's our lifeline. So stop making stupid comments. You know, you're damn fake. You know, you make your damn fake comments and people read your comment, right? People can actually see your comment. So, who's the fake? You know, you malicious little boys. You're not men, you boys. You never will be men. You'll always be boys, bits of boys. And I want to actually touch on relationships a little. Relationships. You know, why, this is the world over. It's the world over. Why are you guys with the wrong person? Why are you guys, girls, boys, men, women, you know, why can you not find, you know, why can you not find a good relationship? Why can you not find a good man? Why can you not find a good woman? Well, basically, a lot of you, the reason you cannot find a good woman or a good man, the reason for it is you're too damn busy running after all these fools, all these smokers, all these drinkers. You know, that's why a lot of you can't find a good relationship. You know, it's because you're very negative people. And I'm thinking of the word, you know, you're very negative people. And that's why you cannot find a good relationship. And you never will find a good relationship until you change your attitude. And some of you just never will change your attitude. And you know, you've got a good guy, a good lady, they're in a good relationship, they're doing very well, and then you hateful people, you've always got something to say, haven't you? You know, there's always an excuse. There's always an excuse why you never bought the house. And then you'll lie about it, won't you? Oh, well, oh yeah, well, you know, I had a business. I used to run vans. I used to run all these vans to all these different locations. And, you know, I had all this big network. Lies. Most of them are lies. You never run. You know, to be honest, a lot of you just couldn't run. You couldn't run a piss up in a brewery. You couldn't run a drink. You couldn't get drunk in a brewery. You know, a lot of you couldn't do it. You know, so when someone is actually successful, they're working hard. Lot of nice guys out there around the world. Lot of nice guys here in the Philippines, UK. Lot of nice successful people. And most of those successful people have worked very hard to get where they are. And we know a lot of you negative people, they'll just try to pull them down anyway, but you can't really, can you? And that's your problem. Narcissist. You know, you're never wrong. And if someone's got an opinion, you negative guys, you narcissistic people, you know, there's something wrong with that person. That person's got an attitude. You know, there's always something wrong with that person when the fault lies with you. And we all know there's a lot of negative, narcissist people out there. Everyone knows it. And rise above it. That's the type of person you need to keep away from. If you need to become successful, you know, have a small circle and don't trust people, right? Like I said, lot of good people around, lot of nice people, very hard working, and they're successful because they work, right? But a lot of you liars, you negative people, you bashers, you haters, very big liars, very hateful people, and people can see your comment. You know, a lot of hateful people, they're around hateful people, and haters just love haters, don't they? You know, haters will always find haters. negativity will always find negativity. Move away from that negativity, okay, to become successful. Yeah, you have to work hard, you have to work at it. Show me immigration, my business when I pay my immigration. Not your business, you damn fake. My business. You do not support the channel. Now, if you are supporting the channel and you are, you know, like I said, you are actually supporting the channel, then yes, you can have a say, right? But don't come on the channel thinking you can run the channel and start asking what people think. It's not your channel. Go and get your own channel, you know. And if your channel, if you have got a channel and your channel's not doing so good, work hard at it, you know, work hard at it. And if nobody's watching your channel, well, that's your fault. And find a different topic to chat about, you know, work at it. So it's simple as that. So to you guys, you know, to you guys that's working hard, age is no barrier. You know, it doesn't matter what age you are, 67. Listen, there's guys out there at 80. They're building skyscrapers at 80-year-old. They're running Ferraris, they've got big houses. What's your excuse? Right, so what is your excuse why they've got all this? I'm sure you'll have a damn stupid excuse. Mama, papa, mummy, daddy gave it to him. No, they didn't. And that's the difference, you see. If you have a mum and a dad, and your mum and dad is very successful, you know, very intelligent, don't have to be mega intelligent, just hard working. So if your mum and dad are very hard working, right, and they're successful, normally the kids are very successful, right, because the kids think totally different to you. Very, very negative people, they just think differently. Okay, they work towards that barrier, they'll get over the barrier, they'll find a solution to the problem. And you know, I'm sure I'm going to get some following. Well, why haven't you found a solution to your problem? Well, like I said, you fool, we're working on it, right? We're working on it. Things are hard, you know. Life can be a little difficult, and it can be hard, right, if you're in a bad situation. So, you know, and I'm not going to say no more than that, because I know it, I actually know, right, it's pointless talking to wood. So, you know, to you guys that want success, you want your own land, if you're in England, it will be hard, you know. You just have to work towards it. You have to do what you have to do, and it's as simple as that. Now, there's quite a few topics here in the Philippines. Go to it, Philippines. You can actually come here and you can marry a woman, right? You can marry a lady, and you can buy land, and you can do that very, very cheaply. And you can't do that in England. Don't know about America, probably the same, probably expensive, don't know, but in England, you just can't do that. Land is very, very expensive. Yes, you can buy land if you have the money. So, you know, you have to get into something what pays big money. So, it's as simple as that, guys. You just have to work hard at it. And time for money, it's not the best thing. You know, you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you go to work all day. Yeah, you have to pay your bills. I have to do this. You know, you actually go to work, you come home at end of week, at end of month, you get paid your salary, you get paid your wage. And it's a low wage, because you're working 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day. You know, some of you 6 days a week. So you ain't got a life. 5, 10, 15, 20 years, 30, 40 years you're just doing this. So it's up to you to try, and I cannot tell anyone what to do. It's up to you. You have to find something to do. If you think, right, I'll start a YouTube channel, and your YouTube, your YouTube can be, it can be here for years, and then it can start to grow, and then it can take off, and then you're in the money. Then if you're in England, you can buy land, you can buy a nice car, you can have a nice life. But if you think YouTube is easy, maybe for some people YouTube is very easy, and you manage to drop on and it's easy and you're making good money. Good luck, God bless. But for me, YouTube's not being very easy, and it's a good job. I work hard at YouTube, and it's a good job. I love to do YouTube videos, right? So it's a good job. And like I said, doesn't matter if that channel is growing and has got 1 million subscribers, good luck, God bless. If my channel has got 1,000 subscribers and 2,000 and it's going very, very slowly, sooner or later it will take off and you can make good money at it. And I know a lot of you haters and bashers don't like that, because that's why, you don't like to see anyone getting on. You don't like to see people doing what you cannot do. So it's as simple as that. So really, I were going to go for a walk. Maybe I'll go for a walk, but maybe I'll just go into Mercia and do a video on Mercia. And it's up to you whether you enjoy the video or not. Right, Mad Harry. I actually going to chat a little about Mad Harry. UK, England, me and Mad Harry. So we go to the gym, me and Mad Harry, we go to the gym, we're in the gym. And we're doing bench press. Not dumbbell, I do prefer dumbbell press to bench. I have actually had a lot of injuries with bench press. Well, a good few injuries. And with dumbbell press, no, never had an injury with dumbbell press, so I like dumbbell press. But we're in the gym, me and Harry, Mad Harry, and we're bench pressing triceps. After bench, we do triceps. Tricep dips. So, we're in the gym and these two guys come in. And one of these guys is called Jerry, and he's a bum. He's always dirty, he's got long hair, never shaves much. Really dirty slob, food on his shirt, and really slobby type of a guy. And this Jerry trains with this guy called Tommy. So this Tommy, these guys are actually from Liverpool and London. Many years back. So if you're watching the channel, make a comment. Right, many years back. So Tom and Jerry. So Tom and Jerry actually, they don't get out of bed while 12 o'clock in the afternoon. They come to the gym in afternoon when they're ready, and they don't like to do weights. Weights are very hard work, and weights get you very, very fit, right? No two ways about it. I can set off now. I ain't touched a weight. I've done no running. I know for a fact I could start now and do a 5-mile run. Yeah, it'd kill me, but I can easily do that now, right? So I've still got good health. So Tom and Jerry, they see us doing weights all the time, and we have a chat with them and our weights. So Tom and Jerry, one's a boxer actually, one used to be a boxer, and all he does is runs. So all he does is runs, and he does bag work. So Tom and Jerry, weights don't get you fit. I said weights get you very fit. I used to do a lot of running, and I used to do a lot of mountain biking, and I used to get that rucksack on the back, weights in the back, mountain bike, and I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning, hitting the country lanes. Many years I did that, and I trained in private, right? And simple as that. I used to love to do it, and I still like to keep fit and healthy. So "Oh, you don't get weights, don't get you fit." I says, "Yeah, it does." "No, it doesn't." I says, "I'm fitter than what you are." And these guys sort of like think because we've got good muscle, we're unfit. And no, he says, you wouldn't be able to run. You won't be able to run very far. I says, "Okay, we'll have a competition." And Harry's quite big. Mad Harry is quite a big lump, Mad Harry. And I'm quite big, muscular. And, you know, like I said, he's quite big. He's carrying quite a lot of fat. Harry is a big lad. So he's a big lump. And they're like laughing at us and saying, "No, muscle and fitness, it's not the same." I said, "Muscle and fitness goes together. You don't know what you're talking about. You've never worked hard. You've never weight trained. You've never done a job where you're mixing cement, you're carrying bricks, you're chopping trees down. You've never done a physical job. Let's have a competition." Right, so competition's on. So in a week's time we're having this competition. And we're not running. Me and Harry, we never run. We walk. We actually power walk every day. So me and Harry walk. And walking's no good according to these two lumps. And right, so we're in a big gym. And around the big gym there's a big running track. And right, so 20 laps around. So we sat there and these two set off. And we counting all the laps. Anyway, Bum did about 15 laps of this big complex, this big running track. So he's running around this running track like a bum. And he's got this idea he's a very fit man. And he's got no muscle whatsoever. Running, you would actually think he'd have a lot of muscle. But they're only running like twice a week. And a bit of bag work. And they've got this idea they're very fit. And we are not. So I think they did about 15. Tommy did about, I think he did 16. Right, so me and Harry actually set off. And they think we can't beat them. So we set off running. And we're running round. And I run with Harry, kept running with Harry. And then when Harry were ready to drop, I didn't leave Harry, I just didn't set off and start running. When Harry were ready to drop, you know, Harry bet both on him. Harry's a big fattish lad, muscular, but carrying a lot of bulk. And Harry bet both of these guys. And I think Harry did 20 laps. And as soon as Harry had had enough and he dropped out, these guys were very surprised, and I just kept on and on and on. And I think I did about 25, 26 laps. And then, you know, I thought, well, I don't really want to do any more. I could have kept on, I could have kept going. And I didn't really want to do any more. So then we stopped and bet. We had a bet. So the bet was, it was a £5 and a pack of Mars bars for me and Harry. So a pack of Mars bars. And they didn't like this. So what happened was, they went on the bike. And we were in the gym. And they kept avoiding us. And I said, let's go on to running track. And they were on running track. And they were doing a couple of lengths jogging around this running track. And they couldn't beat me and Harry. Not a cat in hell's chance. Just couldn't beat us. And you're saying weights don't keep you fit. Weights keeps you very fit. I can assure you on that. If you're not a weight trainer, how would you know? So, you know, we saw him and went, where's our £5 and where's our Mars bars? We want us pack of Mars bars and us £5. We'll be here on Friday. Friday come, they weren't there. And then next week, they were there on a different day and they kept avoiding us. They never paid us. So you never paid us as £5 and you never paid us as bag of Mars bars. And me and Harry were going to sit there and let you run round while we enjoyed a Mars bar. But they never paid up. So these two, you know, what we're saying, oh, weights don't get you fit. Yeah, it does. And you couldn't do it. You weren't hard enough. You two guys were very weak. And these two guys were haters and bashers. You know, these two guys always had a bad thing to say about people. So when we didn't really knock around with these two guys, they always had something bad to say about people. And people they used to run with, you know, they'd have a really bad attitude about everything and everybody, and that was just your haters and bashers. So that was me and Harry, you know, we bet them and they didn't like it. And I don't know what they actually said. So, you know, they had to eat humble pie. So, have a great day. Take care. Take care. God bless England. I'm going to do a video very, very soon on England. Let me have a look at how much are we running for. Wow, this video is running for quite a while. So, have a great day. I'm going to do a chat about England. A lot of things going off in England. And it's my country, so God bless England. God bless, guys. Please make a comment. Please help support in the way of a dollar. Thanks a lot for the great comments. Happy weekend, guys. We're on Saturday the 3rd of May. How to grow a pineapple. So that's how you grow pineapples. You can see, look. See how they're coming out to the side. That's how to grow a pineapple.